All right, we are just moments away from Donald Trump taking the stage. Waukesha, Wisconsin, of course, you know the name of that town, the scene of that horrible Christmas parade, race-driven terror attack that we saw, what, about, I guess, 7-8 months ago now? Of course, once the media saw the victims of that horrible crime and they saw the killer, the story disappeared quite quickly from the news cycle, as you knew that it would. Joining me now is former New York City mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani to talk more about what we're going to see tonight in Waukesha. And, sir, it's good to have you on. Do you think Mr. Trump brings up the attack tonight?
I do. I think if you judge by prior performances, he'll bring up everything that's relevant, right?
Right, absolutely.
And give us his perspective on it. That's one of the great things about him. You know, I think when history looks back on all this, he's going to probably be the most transparent president we ever had. He certainly tells you everything he thinks. He probably had more press conferences than anyone. So I think we're going to get his opinion on that and on.
Yeah. On a slew of other things. I'm sure he's going to be quite talkative tonight. I wanted to ask, I mean, the media is going crazy. You know, everybody's, all the speculation about whether or not he's going to be charged January 6th, he's going to go to jail. You're an attorney. What are your thoughts on all this?
With what? What's he going to be charged with?
I mean, you listen to CNN, they list off everything under the moon.
I mean, so far, they've actually never charged him with a crime. Collusion with the Russians. In spite of the fact that it wasn't true, it also wasn't a crime. And it was a total, complete lie. The conversation with the president of Ukraine was not a bribe. Biden's conversation was a bribe. And then when you got the hard drive that they were concealing, it was like totally justified. So far, the record is the people going after him have been pathological liars twice, and he's been telling the truth. So I'm betting on him. I think the pathological liars are lying again. I think the people who made up a Russian collusion, if you can do that, and you can try to use it to take out a sitting president, you got to be a person of no character that will do anything to hold on to power and money, which is what they are. Basically.
People see these rallies. I mean, we've got it up on the screen right here. Save America. I mean, this is a political rally. This is a man. He has not announced that he has not officially announced that he's running for president, but he's given us, you know, about 8 billion breadcrumbs along the way here. What do you suspect this all looks like? I mean, let's say he announces after the midterms, perhaps. What do you think the field looks like among Republicans?
This is the reason why he's such a powerful candidate.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, if you go back to 2020, he was deprived of this in the last 4-5 months of the campaign because of COVID. To me, this was always his secret weapon. I mean, I latched onto this at the very beginning, the very first one, and when I saw what he did there, I actually told him, you keep doing this, you're going to win this election. Nobody in the history of American politics has ever been able to do this. I mean, we could go back to Abraham Lincoln, you didn't get crowds like that. And I've been involved in 5 presidential campaigns and one of my own. And I worked for Ronald Reagan, who was an extraordinarily great president.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything like this. I mean, these people line up for hours to see him. He's become masterful now in the presentations. And he makes a connection to them. It's not a show. It's for real. They really get to know Donald Trump. And it's such a contrast now what we have in the White House. We sort of have a non-functioning president. To see this man, vital, 1 hour, an hour and a half, no notes, able to tell you his opinion on everything in the world. And as you look back on it with all the demonization, right? What did he do wrong as president? I mean, almost everything he did worked out right. He didn't get us in a war. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't discriminate against anybody.
He
wrote some tweets that people didn't like. and America was richer than it's ever been and safer than it's ever been. And some people didn't like his tweets.
Yeah, the tweets. Yeah, that's really what it was. I mean,
you
know when you're a really good time is when people are complaining about that. Now people have a lot to actually complain about. We're going to carry this rally. We carry the Trump rallies here on Newsmax. We always do.
It's great entertainment.
Say again?
This is great entertainment, among other things. I mean, you would think, having sat through maybe 40 of them, I would get bored, but I never know what he's going to do.
Well, there's always something new, too, because there's always something else going on in the news right now. And real quick, I just want to get your thoughts.
I have an idea about it.
Okay, go ahead.
You never know. Sometimes he changes it.
Yeah, sometimes he changed it. And just real quick, the fact that this is not going to be broadcast on Fox, the fact they don't like carrying these, even when they're on the weekend.
I don't know what's going on with Fox. I think it's really a shame.
Yeah.
Because they're double-crossing their listeners, really. Their listeners want to hear him.
Yeah.
And they deserve to hear him. He's whatever else you think of him, he's probably the most relevant voice in America. He's our most powerful leader in the sense that no one has the kind of support that he has.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one on the Democratic side that could come close to putting together anything like this.
Yeah.
And the American people count on him and they listen to him. I mean, a good portion, 50% of them do.
Mayor Giuliani.
And they're entitled to they have a right to know also. And
absolutely,
it's bad enough that the main stations block out their right to know. Now Fox is going to do it too. I don't get it.
Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time for joining us on a Friday night. It's good to see you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. We're going to watch the whole thing right here. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number. 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309 or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532. Thank you.